Welcome to this first fall edition of the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. Fall season has arrived, but the seasons don't appear to have paid any attention to the calendar. Summer heat still wants to persist, and that is drying up our precious soil moisture. As of Wednesday afternoon, high temperatures had reached the 90s almost statewide. This was much the same for earlier in the week and expected to remain the same into the weekend. Looking back into the year at high temperatures, we can see how the temperatures have changed due to the seasons. For the winter months, the state saw 2 to 3 degrees higher than normal high temperatures. Mesonet uses the climatological seasons, which change every 3 months. For spring, March, April, and May, it depended upon where you live, but for the most part, it was normal in the east or cooler than normal in the west. The climatological summer that ended August 31st was again split depending upon where you live. Very warm in the southwest, slightly warmer than normal in the east, and cooler than normal in the northwest. September's statewide average has been warmer than normal on most days. Forecasters are not predicting a change in the heat for at least the next 2 weeks, as is seen with all the red colors on this forecast map. Next, Gary's drought map shows improvement in one part of the state.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, it was an interesting few weeks there with our annual State Fair cold front and rainfall. Who came out ahead and who came out behind? Let's take a look at the newest drought monitor and see where we are. Well, not a lot of improvement across the state. Just as it's been happening, a lot of that rain fell in that streak from northwestern Oklahoma down through southeastern Oklahoma, where the drought's not quite as bad or it's not there at all. However, we did see some improvement in that far southeast corner where generally 6 to 9 inches of rain fell. So really good improvements down in that area. Not so much across the west of the state. In fact, we saw more drought develop, that extreme drought, the red, in far southwestern Oklahoma, a little bit more down in south central Oklahoma. So same thing we've said a lot over the last few months, last few years, in fact. We just need more rainfall. And sure enough, how it keeps happening, the Mesonet consecutive days with less than a quarter inch of rainfall in a single day map, that dry streak is starting to accelerate once again. Now we're about 2 weeks into it. It looks like we might get a little bit longer into it, hopefully some rain next week, but this is how these little drought episodes start. They get a little bit of rain, a lot longer period without rainfall. Just take a look at the rainfall departures from normal for the last 60 days, and we can see a lot of heavy rain up in far northwest Oklahoma, a lot of heavy rain in east central down through southeast Oklahoma. Again, most areas where there's not a lot of drought, and we have those large areas across the southwestern third of the state, also up in north central Oklahoma and the western panhandle with growing deficits once again. Well, we're due for some good news. So the monthly outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for October does see above normal rainfall, at least increased odds for above normal rainfall for the month of October. So that would definitely be good news. This is a little bit dated and it came out last week, but hopefully this still comes through for us. And then if we look for the October through December period, we are getting into the first bit of winter here. We do see, again, increased odds of above normal precipitation for nearly the entire state, just missing that far northeastern corner. So lots riding on this, what's expected to be a strong El Nino, so we'll keep an eye on that. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.